Alright, this is Maria and Caitlin's presentation, Comparing Works of Literature. So, when comparing works of literature, it's easy to find differences and similarities in not only their historical background, but also the themes seen throughout the works. Today we're going to look at these four pieces and compare the different elements of each of them: Gilgamesh, the Bible, the Iliad, and the Aeneid. So, first of all, let's look at Gilgamesh, the first tragic hero story recorded. This story was rediscovered and reconstructed in the late 19th century, setting an example for heroic figures in pieces to come. The people credited with the creation of Gilgamesh were the Mesopotamians in 2700 BC. These people were polytheistic and anthropomorphic. In Gilgamesh, this was shown through the many gods that made appearances like Ninsun, Ishtar, and Shamash. In the poem, the humans had mutually advantageous relationships with the gods and faced them on a regular basis. The Mesopotamian people looked to the gods for guidance. People believed that fate was a determining factor in the lives of them, and even the gods were subject to it. Heroism and bravery were two main themes found in the poem, but also valued in day-to-day life. Having a strong male protagonist and divine intervention was not unheard of before this time, however, and even earlier works like the Bible, this can also be seen. Gilgamesh was seen as a protector and leader to his people, similar to how Jesus was seen as the same way to the Hebrews. The Hebrews were a monotheistic people, which was uncommon for the time period they lived in. In the Bible, this is shown through their connection they had with the God through prayer and God's guidance through dreams, visions, and conversations. They developed the belief of sin and how it affected their afterlife. Just like Mesopotamians, they looked to their God for guidance. Jesus was a strong male role that held a lot of importance. Similar to Gilgamesh, he was a hero. The Hebrews looked to him as a role model and a respected prophet. The Bible and Gilgamesh are not only the only works of literature with gods, religion, and a strong hero.
The Iliad. The ancient Greeks were a blend of Indo-European invaders and native tribes that assimilated into one culture. The Iliad is the first epic poem passed down orally until it was recorded by Homer in the late Bronze Age. This piece was so important that Greek children had to memorize it for education purposes. Religion played a huge role in literature for the Greeks. They were polytheistic, with gods that personified things like war, water, and the sky. Similar to Gilgamesh and the Bible, the gods interfered with daily lives of the people. They also valued a strong male hero. The characters and the heroes represented the Greeks' values in ancient culture. In the Iliad and Gilgamesh, the protagonists were the most powerful fighters that the people looked up to them and looked at them as a source of protection. Gilgamesh and Enkidu had a lasting friendship that pushed each other to reach their full potential. Achilles and Patroclus had a similar relationship. When Patroclus died, Achilles was stricken with grief, just like Gilgamesh was. This represents each culture's values of friendship and meaningful companionship. Rome was a significant power in 4th century BC. Romans were hardworking people who valued quality. Religion was important in the organization of Rome, unlike the Greeks. Romans were obsessed with correct rituals and traditional thinking. They stressed importance of family religion with one head of the household that should be listened to at all times. They were polytheistic and worshiped gods that were similar to the Greeks, but also worshiped things like peace and hope. Like all of the other pieces of literature we have talked about, the Aeneid has themes of fate, soldierly duty, and heroism. The Iliad takes place at the end of the Trojan Wars, and the Aeneid begins in the war's aftermath and lays the foundation and justification for a new civilization and the celebration of the conquerors. Virgil wanted Rome to be as respectable as Greece, so he analyzed the Iliad and wrote a Roman version. Although it was similar to the Greeks, Virgil made sure that the main Roman morals shined through. In all 4 pieces of literature, there have been 3 main themes: religion, heroism, and companionship. We have seen how the different historical backgrounds of literature influence and how it relates to other pieces and continues to influence pieces today.
And here is our works cited. Thank you for watching our presentation.